So in this video, I'm going to compare different eras to each other. Phil Heath at the 2011 Mr. Olympia when he defeated Jay Cutler and won his first Olympia title for the first time against Flex Wheeler at the 1993 Arnold Classic, which he won shortly before placing second to Dorian Yates at the 1993 Mr. Olympia. Phil used to hit an impressive front double biceps in 2011 before he started to become a bit more tensioned and unrelaxed when hitting this pose in later years. Phil's biceps are huge and perfectly connect with his massive forearms. The sweep in his lats along with his small waist gives him an impressive V-taper. But his waist doesn't look that small nor that aesthetic next to that of Flex, who hit a great pose in this shot. His biceps have always been among the best in the business, huge, peaky, and complete. His conditioning was awesome, and it shows with his ripped six-pack abs and visible obliques. Although both are not known for hitting the best front lat spread, but this pose shows their great level of conditioning. Although Phil is considered narrow when hitting this pose, yet it reveals his incredibly pumped and rounded chest and shoulders, massive arms and forearms, and ripped midsection. Flex shoulders and chest, on the other hand, are striated, and his midsection is highly defined and ripped. They show aesthetics more than size when hitting this pose. The side chest shows Phil's rounded shoulders, striated chest, and massive arms. Although smaller, but Flex is no less impressive, with his striated chest and shoulders, massive arms, and ripped midsection. The back double biceps shows Phil's size advantage, with his wider lats and massive shoulders. Flex, on the other hand, although smaller, but looks more ripped and shredded with his striated arms, shoulders, and lats. Notice the incredible development of his rear delts and the way they connect with his lats. Flex arms are incredibly separated with visible brachiales. The pump in his biceps is even more impressive than that of Phil. Their lower section shows the size advantage Phil has in his wheels and his striated glutes. You can't say Phil's conditioning is better. He's just bigger and more huge in almost every single muscular group. But when it comes to conditioning, Flex here looks mind-blowing. His traps are striated and his lats are shredded. His lower back and glutes are ripped and striated as well. This is probably the best conditioning Flex ever showed. His wheels, though, are nowhere close in size to those of Phil. Phil is not known for hitting a wide lat spread due to his narrow structure. His traps are huge and complete, and his conditioning shows in his striated glutes. Flex, on the other hand, hits the pose while doing his famous split. Flex also wasn't known for hitting an impressive pose, but his conditioning shows in the striations and the veins in his back area. The abs and thighs shows how ripped and shredded Flex was with his six-pack abs, incredibly developed obliques, and striated quads. And the pump in his biceps shows in this pose. Although his midsection is known among his least impressive areas, but Phil still shows his ripped abs and visible obliques. He has the size advantage in his huge and separated wheels over Flex. The most muscular shows the size advantage Phil has in his shoulders, chest, arms, and wheels with his unique rounded shape muscles. But it also shows how ripped Flex was with his impressive traps, explosive shoulders, striated chest, gifted arms, ripped and narrow midsection, and ripped quads. Phil definitely wins the size, but Flex conditioning here was ahead of its time. The crab most muscular shows the size advantage Phil has. He's almost double the size of Flex in every single muscular area. Flex, on the other hand, although not as rounded nor as huge, yet incredibly ripped with striations in his shoulders, chest, arms, and quads. So if you asked a normal guy who doesn't know much about bodybuilding about which physique he would like to have, he would probably choose that of flex. But we all know that bodybuilding's criteria are completely different when it comes to judging these physiques. Phil is definitely more complete from a bodybuilding's perspective, with his massive shoulders, arms, back, and dominant wheels. But we also need to appreciate the incredible level of conditioning Flex had that year, which shows in almost every single pose. That was all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.